Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol Ped, and welcome to this week's Midweek 180. Now, you catch me getting ready for a press trip. I fly away to Sweden tomorrow with VW, with Pat and Joe from the podcast. But this is the prep I need to do before any press trip. I need to get all of my cameras and make sure that all of the footage I need that I've filmed on it is downloaded onto my computer, and that the memory cards are empty, and that all of the batteries are fully charged. I've got my old camcorder here I still use quite a bit. I've got my boom mic that needs charging. I've got wireless mics. I've got my drone, which I'm going to be taking on this trip. So this is the prep work that you guys don't see, but is so important, because the worst thing in the world is arriving at a launch and your batteries aren't fully charged, or one of your data cards is full. It's not what you want to happen. But anyway, I'll tell you more about that trip towards the end of this video. But if you haven't seen one of these before, this is my midweek update where I bring you my news, views, and information about upcoming reviews, all filmed in one take. Now let's get the housekeeping out of the way from last week. Leader of the pack was Francois G. Well done, mate. You haven't been leader of the pack for quite some time. It's good to see you back at the top of the table. Joined in the Magnificent Seven by Michael Kember, Malcolm Brew, Kevin DG7, Paul Mead, Gary Matthews, and Ben Higginson. So quite a lot of the usual culprits there. But whoever was the first comment this week, you'll be my leader of the pack next week, and the first 7 comments will be in my Magnificent 7. Now we're starting to see some F1 activity, cars doing their press days where you actually get to see the cars driving. It's impossible at this time to see whether the teams have done a good job over the winter. We haven't even had the liveries launched yet, but there's lots of talk. And I guess my question to you is, what do you think this year is going to be like? I think it's going to be one of the best years of racing we've had in a very long time. It's the end of a set of regulations, so very stable regulations. I don't think the cars will have changed that much from last year, although I'm sure some of the teams will have come up with some trick bits. And I would like to think that Lando does really well and McLaren does really well. Lando has a chance. However, I have a theory. I think Max Verstappen and George Russell have perhaps the best opportunity this year. They're in strong cars for sure, but they've got rookie teammates. So Max Verstappen's got Liam Lawson, George Russell's got Kimi Antonelli. Now I expect those two to be quite quick, but the other two are there definitely, if you like, the number one drivers. If you look at someone like Lewis Hamilton, he's got Charles Leclerc next to him. If you look at the two McLaren boys, it's going to be difficult for them to kind of not take points off of each other. And I think that may well play into the results of the year. But we shall see. I just can't wait for the racing to start. Now, last week's Midweek 180, I mentioned about Porsche investing over 800 million euros in the development of new hybrid and combustion engines for their vehicle lineup. That Midweek 180, by the way, has had 18,000 views, which for a Midweek 180 is incredible. But sadly, this week, there's more Porsche news. I read in the Financial Times just this morning that Porsche plan to cut some 1,900 jobs in Germany, and that is not a good sign. I don't have a huge amount more information that was in that article, but it is sad times. And I guess another kind of question for you guys, I just want to get a feeling for what you think. What's 2025 going to hold for these manufacturers this year? Well, lots of people wanting to text me. Maybe that's next new suggestions coming in. What's 2025 going to hold for the car industry? Are we going to see any manufacturers really struggling? Are we going to see a reversal of any of the mandates from the government around EVs? Are we going to see any breaks in terms of maybe some tariffs and stuff from the UK government? I don't know. I'm concerned, and I wouldn't say optimistic at all, but I really think something needs to happen. We're seeing more and more of these manufacturers pushing back on things, and I think it's a real dynamic situation at the moment and really interesting to keep an eye on. If you'd like me to do any particular videos on the subject, then put it in the comments and I'll do my best to either tie it into a Midweek 180 or do a dedicated video on the matter. Now, a lot of you will have seen that this year I'll be working with 50 Supercars down near Bath, near Holt, near Bath. And they do a whole bunch of cool activities and events that I'm hoping to be going to as many as possible. So as well as reviewing or filming with cars that are in storage there, I am going to some events. And their first event, they're going to start doing some themed events at weekends. And on the 1st of March, they have a supercar event. And if you own a supercar or sports car, you can go along you need to follow the Eventbrite link in the pinned comment and in this video description. And you can basically reserve a parking space for your car. It's £10 through Eventbrite. When you get to the event, you get a £10 voucher to then go and spend in the cafe or the bar or however you wish. So it doesn't really cost you anything because you're probably going to want to buy some food anyway. They've got morning slots 9 till 12, and then afternoon slots, and you can book one of those. I am going, so I've got a Ferrari press car, a very beautiful 296 GTS Ferrari. I'll be driving over there with some friends, so anybody who goes, make sure you come and say hi. It would be great to see as many of you can. If you don't have a supercar or a performance car, then that is not a problem because you can still come along and look at everybody else's. All I would say is you don't have to book a slot, you can just turn up. But it is a kind of first come, first served thing because there's not unlimited parking, although actually David and the team are increasing the parking at 50 a huge amount this year. There's a new car park going in. There's a new kind of way in, way out driveway going in. So the more events, the more further into the year we'll be doing events, there'll be more and more capacity. But if you want to come along on the Saturday, the 1st of March, I'm going to come in the morning session. My plan is to be there around about 9 o'clock. I've got a couple of very cool cars coming with me. So come and say hi. I am off, as I said, press trip tomorrow. Busy day tomorrow, actually, because I've got to take the Pura Sangue back, so there's going to be a video coming on that. I've had that car now it'll be a week tomorrow. I've had an amazing time, an incredible car, and a real privilege to spend time with that car, actually. A very misunderstood car by many people, but I talk about all about that in my video. But I dropped that off first thing in the morning. Then I'm driving to the Schmuseum because me, Joe, and Pat are doing a podcast with our mate Tim, Shmee150. And then when we finished our pod with Tim, we're going to go straight to the airport. And then in the evening, we fly to Sweden because this week we're in Sweden with VW, driving a range of cars. The main video focus for me, I'm going to do a video on the new Golf R. And I'm going to obviously get to drive that very sideways and very quickly on ice, which should be fun. But we've also got a really cool podcast being filmed. So 2 podcasts being filmed this week. Our podcast, now they're going out every week. We're starting to get some really good feedback. Our one last week was on Chinese cars. That's getting great viewing figures already. So make sure you watch that one or give it a listen on whatever podcast platform you use. And then video-wise, we're obviously Wednesday now. I'm actually talking to you on Monday. I haven't got a video to go out on Monday. And that's simply because I had a video not happen because a car wasn't available. And then just being away, I haven't had the time to get a video made. And because I'm away this week, I can't film while I'm away and edit too much while I'm away. So sorry I didn't put a video out on Monday. But this Friday will be my Michelin video that I think I mentioned last week when I went to Myra a few weeks ago to do some wet weather braking testing, basically testing out the theory when you put brand new tyres on a car, do you put them on the rear axle or the front axle? It's a really interesting video, so hopefully you'll tune into that. And then the following Monday, there is a video going out on Monday, but it's going out at 11:01 in the evening because of a global embargo. My Ferrari 12 Cilindri Spider video will drop on Monday the 23rd at 11:01 UK time or midnight Central European time. And that is, I've not quite finished editing it yet, but it's a very, very special car, so hopefully you'll join me on that one. Anyway, I've got plenty to do. I've got to get all of these cameras, all of the data cards emptied. The term in the business, by the way, for that is data wrangling. So I'm going to do a bit of data wrangling, make sure everything's on charge, pack my bag so that I can leave the house at Sparrows tomorrow morning. Anyway, if you enjoyed that, please give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol Ped for plenty more content to come. And I'll see you on the next film. You take care, guys. Drive safe.